I'm Tony Kevin. And I'm Alison Trainer. And we're interviewing my granaunt, Peg Kevin. Were any local fairs held around about?
Yes, the local fair here was in Cashel and Thurles. They were held on the streets in the town.
Did buyers ever transact business at crossroads or at farmers' houses?
Well, I never remember them at crossroads, but sometimes they would come to the house and buy cattle in the field, you know.
Was a toll paid on cattle sold? How much and to whom?
Well, at that time they might give £1, luck money. That'd be it.
When a bargain was made, how did the two people show their agreement? By spitting and shaking hands.
They'd spit in their hand like that and then they'd shake hands with the buyer.
How were the sold animals marked?
They used to have some type of chalk or something. They just put a mark on them. The buyer that would mark them, he had his own way marking them. They all differed.
Were there special fairs for sheep, bannans or horses?
No, they'd be all there the one day. They'd have the sheep in a kind of a wagon, you know. They'd have the pigs the same way, and they'd have the horses on the reins, you know. They wouldn't be at large, like, you know.
Did older people tell you about food before your time?
Tell me about?
Food before your time.
They never traced very much about them things to us. I suppose times were bad then, so I suppose what happened in there, they preferred to forget about it and move on.
What meals were there at what times?
Well, you had the breakfast. You had to milk the cows first. You get up at 7, you milk the cows. You come in, you had the breakfast around 8 o'clock or after it. And you had the dinner at 12. You had the 3 o'clock tea, and you had supper in the night about 6:15.
Was milk drunk? What kind of milk?
The milk from the cows was just strained. There was no pasteurising the milk in those days. You drank it as it came in, that was it.
What kind of bread was eaten in the olden times?
Homemade bread. The woman at the house made the bread, brown bread or white bread. She baked it in an oven pot on an open fire.
How was it made?
Just mixed in they had a special, it was a tin pan, and they always mixed the bread in that, and we only had an open fire then, and you put on the oven pot on the fire, you had a good fire down. And when she had the bread mixed, the same as you do it now, it was put into the oven pot, and she heated the lid on the fire for the oven pot, and the heat from the lid that helped to bake the cake, and she put it on the top. They put up some fire on it, then leave it there for about an hour. Take it off and it to be baked.
Was meat often eaten? Was it fresh or salted? What kind of meat?
Home cured bacon, as we usually had for the week. You'd have fresh meat on a Sunday.
Was fish common vegetables?
No, you'd have to eat, you weren't allowed to eat meat on a Friday when I was growing up. You had to have fish, and they used to fishman come around in a pony and car, and he'd have fresh herons. So that's what we'd have on a Friday for our dinner.
Did certain customs attach to certain feast days?
Well, the only one we remember, if for lunch you weren't allowed to eat eggs for your breakfast. So when it came to Easter Sunday, you could eat all the eggs you want, boiled eggs. So there was a competition then, so how many eggs you'd eat, you know, and that was it.
What vessels were used to drink it before cups were common?
We had mugs, chainy mugs, and then we had enamel mugs. If we were taking out the tea to the men in the meadows, we used enamel mugs in case we break the chainy ones. That was it.
What changes are in the area from years have you noticed?
Well, the biggest change was when we got electricity, and that didn't happen until the 50s. So at least we had an electric kettle and an electric iron, and that meant a lot. Before that, we didn't have anything like that. We had to heat the iron in the open fire and put a shield on it and do your ironing. That's the only way. And you hadn't hot water, you boiled the kettle. And if the fire didn't light, the kettle didn't boil. You know? So that was the first wave of electricity. And after that, then things improved. Because we were able to see the houses in the light, and we had to polish up the walls and make them all look better, you know? It made a big difference to us.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome, love.